But it's like but it's a chase card. Do you see Ancient Gear Fusion spike to 85
Yep.
I mean, like,
because
yeah,
of the
because it's
link is
still,
because the link was announced?
yeah, but it's not gonna get its reprint like ever. So, or
It might.
do you think it's gonna get reprinted in the thing with the link?
Oh god, that'd be fucking hilarious. I
They'd
would
be
hope
like the
so.
only one, right? They'd be like, here's the link. Also, the card that's really expensive. Here you go.
Yeah, because everything else is cheap. But like for whatever reason, like back when I was trying to build Ancient Gears, like Alti uh gear golems or pounds or whatever the fuck are like $130. I did not understand why. I think it's just like one of those like super
When were you
limited.
trying to build the ancient gears?
Oh, a while
Before,
ago,
like,
back when I was trying to be a scrub.
yeah.
Back when I was like back when I was like more collecting and not competitive, or was like just like playing like fun decks.
Okay, because I have one of those.
I was playing Ancient Gear back in Draco Zoo format because I made the big boss boyo and the guy's like, okay, dry didn't pop, and I go, oh fuck. It's back when I took pure Exodia to an LCQ at Nats.
Don't
Yes.
fucking kill me.
Those times.
That happened.
That did happen, yeah.
It did.
So we've
And I got
started. I'm just gonna do an intro after.
that's
At some
fine.
point in the middle or something, we'll do an intro. But we've started.
I
So
got
just like,
I got super weirded out and I forgot how Yu-Gi-Oh worked because I activated a trap and it said once per turn. So I thought I could only use it on my turn, but I'm like, wait, it's a trap. So I didn't use the effect because I thought it said
So you activated the trap and did
on
not
his
use
turn,
it,
correct. Because
and
I'm
it
like,
just
oh
went to
wait,
graveyard.
yeah, because I'm like, oh wait, it says once per turn. My bad. That means only on my turn. The guy's like,
Wait,
yeah,
was it a
sure.
continuous trap?
It was.
it had to
Oh,
be.
okay. Yeah, I'm just checking. I thought he like activated Wabaku and was like, "Oh wait, sorry, this only works on my turn. I guess this just goes to grave
Hey,
now."
dude, anime rules are anime rules. You never know.
It was so bad. Like I look back on it now and I go, wow, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the
Welcome
podcast.
to the friggin' podcast, dude. This is a tester podcast. We're doing a little something different. I wouldn't call it a little though, because it's gonna be a lot longer than literally everything you've ever watched on this channel. I've got Cody on the line and I've got Joe on the line, and we're gonna talk about all the things that we want to talk about that happened in
On
like
that
the last
hotline
year.
bling.
Yeah, that Hotline Bling, that real blingy shit.
Wait, did you
Um,
guys hear the new weekend song?
yes, it's great.
It's okay.
I need
It'll
to hear
get
it
it'll
again to make my
it,
final verdict. It's like wine;
it'll
you need to taste it twice.
yes. You just gotta basically think of it's just Starboy. Just think of Starboy and just remind yourself that
Miss
that's what that song
Starboy?
is. Yeah, it's Miss Starboy.
Oh.
Dude, you know how many jokes he made when that card came out?
No, wasn't the song came out after? Song came out after. Card came out first.
Did it? Well, wasn't it already Starboy like first before the link?
Yes, there is a Starboy. Just
Yeah,
like there's a Hita, like the fire a blaze or some bullshit.
and the Milius
Uh
Radiant or whatever.
yeah, there's
Misses. Is it
I don't
Mrs.
remember, something
Radiant?
like that, yeah.
All right,
Mr.
I'll pull it
Radiant,
up
I
on the
don't
video.
remember. Yeah, yeah. But isn't there also one for the win one? There's like a win, not the win charmer. There's like a win something. Like a really shitty one.
I don't know, dude. I put those cards in my binder and never look at them again.
There's an earth one.
Yeah.
There's a dark one. There's a fire one.
Was there a
There's a
light one
water
yet?
one.
Was there a light one yet?
A two arrow light.
No, but
I,
in terms because so they did the two arrow for each archetype, like
it's
for
supposed to be
each
the egg.
attribute.
It's supposed to be a dragon egg.
What is?
The light one. There is one. It's not here yet. It's in
Oh, okay,
the
yeah,
it's in the brain
like
stack.
Mistar Boy is the same as Wee Witch Apprentice, which is the same as Doolittle Chimera, et cetera, et cetera. But then they came out with like the Hita, like Hita was the first one where it summons once. Like Win is the exact same as Hita except for Win.
Yeah, they're all based off charmers. I don't
Yeah,
think there's
so
been a light
then
one yet.
yeah, so we only have right now in TCG Wind and
Fire and
Fire.
wind. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
but do we
Dope.
have like the Mistar Boys for every attribute? I know I can only remember Dark, Fire, and Water right now. I don't
I
remember the
think
rest.
those are the only ones.
No,
Earth.
there's a Wind one. I know there's a
There
Wind
is.
one.
Oh my god.
Mrs.
I'm gonna
Isn't
pull
it?
up
Radiant.
my link binder right now. All
Oh
right, I'm
yeah,
doing it.
Mrs. Radiant's Earth. Yeah, because I remember that was the whole thing with Zoo. It was like it wasn't like the first one released. Like
Yes.
Mrs. Yeah,
Doing
I
it.
think there's a
Grab the
Wind
binder.
one. I don't know. What other attributes are there? See, I'm blanking. Divine. They don't have that.
Oh, wait, there is a light one. I won't tell you. I know what it is though.
Oh god, what the fuck is that one? I have no
It
clue.
exists. It's actually a card. People did
It's not
play
my
it.
Frankus.
Nope. I just checked. I can't believe I had it organized perfectly. All right, I'm sure
We
all
got
the
it here.
viewers are actually screaming at their thing. It's Hippo Shinnigan.
Oh yeah, it's a star.
Yeah, the other
Oh,
star.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. Yep, that's a card.
The one that wore kinky boots.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Great musical, by the way.
Kinky
Oh,
Boots.
yeah.
I actually really want to see Rent. I got the season song stuck in my head. Have you seen
I,
Rent? Joe,
no,
you're a
I
musical
don't like.
person.
I actually have, but I don't remember it. All I
Oh,
remember, I think this was Rent, with the one where some lady stands on the stage and moves a bunch, like a cow. I
well,
think that's Rent.
what else would she moo like?
I mean,
Dude, you never
gotta
know.
be.
You never know. Okay, there's
She
one thing
mooed
I
like
want
a
to
dog.
specifically talk about. Yeah, she moved like a dog. Have you ever seen a dog move?
I mean, Hurley makes some weird ass sounds. I don't know.
Sounds
Oh
like a
my
damn
god.
children's book. Have you ever seen a dog move?
It's like those fucking clock things. The dog goes moo, the cow goes oink.
You just rotate
But
on the
what does
inside,
the
dude.
fox say?
Yeah. Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about first I want to talk about the state of the ban list. That's a hot one. Basically, I want to
You
talk
mean
about
the
all the
one that's like a month
bullshit.
and a half old?
Yeah. No, not the ban
Yeah,
list itself, but like the current meta.
that's fine. Perfect.
Yeah. So,
There's
what
nothing wrong with it.
you do think there's nothing wrong with it? You think it's perfect?
Define wrong. Like, if this was a new format and it felt like a new format, I would agree that it is almost perfect. But given that Orcus has been here for over 6 months, and Sky Striker has been here for over a year, and Thunder Dragon has been here for over a year,
I would argue that Thunder's not doing anything. Like I would say
I
that Salads
I
doing more
literally
than
don't see a
Thunder
single
Dragon.
Thunder player.
whether it be Pure Thunder or Combo Thunder, both decks have been around for a while, and then there's
Oh
Salad.
yeah,
And
okay.
those are the 5 most represented decks in the format. And if this was a fresh format and all these cards had gotten released a month and a half ago, I think people would be talking about this being the greatest format of all time. But nobody wants to see Engage activated on them again. And nobody wants to face a Dingirsu for the millionth time.
Yes.
Yeah, but Sky Striker's not going to get hit again. Simply because they want to sell the Link 2. Comes out in March. They can't kill the deck. Like what else? Like realistically, what else do you hit? You can't hit anything. You're not going to hit Engage because it destroys the deck.
You can hit it
You
too.
can't.
I mean,
Maybe
you could.
you can't ban Kagari. You can't ban Drone. You can't ban Widow. You can't like they're all fine at one.
One
hit Shizuku.
Shizuku.
I mean,
Can
yeah,
hit
you
Shizuku to
could
make
hit
space
you
for the
could
new
hit
one.
you could hit Shizuku to 1 or 2. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, and then again, what they would likely do is that because from my point of view, it's like Pure Striker won one of the YCSs, but like still, I think they're going to hit something that again that kind of hurts it in terms of demise. Or they'll hit it like a Draco card.
Yeah, right.
Or,
Get the heck out of my face, dude. They're not touching demise.
Yeah, they're gonna, and I'm really sad, but they're going to hit a Lunalite card, which I really don't want them to do.
Yeah.
Because I like my
No, the Orcus
Lunalites.
engine's pretty busted by itself. I think it's not
Yeah,
necessarily all the
they could hit Nightmare or Harp.
yeah,
Like,
Nightmare
what else can you get from the Orcus deck?
uh
Like,
They
you
could-
already
they-
hit its power. I mean,
Galatea.
you hit its power and you hit its consistency. So just nuke it at this point.
Just
At least
Galatea.
with
No.
Sky Striker, they never hit its power. Like, Engage still searches you every card that Engage could always always search you. But with
Yeah, because
Orcus,
if you
they
hit
hit the
if you
power,
hit
they hit the
Engage,
consistency. Just kill it now.
I think if you hit Engage, though, like it kills the deck. Because like it was everything surrounding it. Like they
That's
basically
fine.
they've hit everything they can without hitting Engage. Obviously, with Orcus, I think they could. What are they going to do? Hit if they still want to make it semi-playable, they could do what? Nightmare to 2 and Harp to 1. Nightmare to 2 and Harp to 2.
No, these are all situational cards. Like you said for Engage, right? Engage is a situational card. It gets you anything you want. They still want the deck playable, so they're not gonna touch the other cards. It's not like, oh, I was missing one of this, so I'm really not gonna be able to do this right now. It's Galatea.
Galatea to what? 2?
One.
1.
One.
Galatea to 1 makes sense.
It
I
forces
don't know, you're still
it
putting up that first combo.
Yeah, but it forces the combo to stay like as limited as it is, right? There's no going around it. Like the fact that they can put a Dingirsu on, equip as many things as possible, send it to the grave, and remake Galatea and put the Dingirsu back on is like extra disgusting,
So
right?
why
The
not
combo
just
can.
ban Dingirsu?
Because they
I
want
don't.
generic.
Yeah, I don't think it's
They're
that
gonna
impressive.
they will keep everything. They'll ban everything else except for Dingirsu because you can make Dingirsu in any level 8 base deck,
I mean,
and
that's
so
fine, but the level 8 base decks don't really need help. They have Hope Harbinger.
Yeah. No,
which
I.
again it's only one negate and for spells only, which means I can monster pop it if I want to.
I don't
So
think. I
point is
think Diggears
combo
is
decks
actually a
don't need
really
help.
cool card. Like I think Diggears is actually a really cool card. I think Crescendo's cool. I think Babble's a little weird. Babble gets in that like weird place where sometimes like you'll be like, oh, it's still my turn, but you just did your whole combo on my turn. Oh, okay, cool. That one's a little spooky. Because at least with Salad, all that combo shit they can't do it on your turn. It just
I
stops.
mean, yeah, the most they could do on your turn is that Gazelle send at the
Yeah,
very most.
or like an ad back off a wolf, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So like, I think the deck, and I could like you're totally right. I could be wrong, but like even with Dingirsu being played at 1, like hitting it just seems a little wacky. I think Galatea is the only way you keep that deck alive because at least you can still make. Can you make Dingirsu on top of like Longirsu?
Yes.
Yes, it's any Orcus link.
Yeah. So if they hit Galatea, even if they ban Galatea, right? At
I don't
least they're
think they'll
If they
hitting.
ban it.
hit Galatea, like they're not gonna ban Galatea because I think that would be the deck. You just couldn't search out the negate and you couldn't search out Babel
It's true.
or Babel. How are you supposed to say that? But either way, I think that would probably kill the deck. But if you wanted the deck to be playable to the extent that it would see play at locals and maybe at regionals, if you just banned Dingirsu, the end board is still Babel up with a Crescendo negate. Or I guess not Babel, but you would search the Crescendo negate, which isn't terrible given that you still have the resources in the graveyard.
Yeah.
The thing is, you no longer have Dingirsu to protect that Crescendo, and you cannot physically, although people don't play it as much anymore, like you're not going to do Winda, Dingirsu, and Crescendo. Like there's
Yeah.
points at now where you can end with like IP and have 3 interruptions on your turn.
Did you guys
Which
see
is
the guy
kinda
playing
nutty.
the Orchestrion? Orchestrion?
Or
Whatever his
Question,
name
yeah,
is?
it's a really good card if you can get it off.
What does that card do? I remember people playing it
It
against me like
it
the week it came
it's,
out, but
it's like it reduces all their attacks to 0 and then
Here, I'll
I
read
think it
it.
negates an effect or something.
I'll read it. It's a link 4. It has the opposite arrows of Longirsu, so up, up, right, down, left, down. It's 2+ effect monsters, including an Orchist. This link card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You can target 3 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them back into the deck, and if you do, the attack and defense of any linked monsters your opponent currently controls becomes 0. Also, their effects are negated. And the effect can only be used once a turn. And it's got
seems
3,000
legit.
attack. It's pretty busted. It
Yeah, but
like
they
Chris
have to be
said, takes a
linked.
lot
So
of
like,
resources.
yeah.
It's
But
purely. It
I'm
sounds like a going
Armor
second
Dragon's
card.
good.
Yeah.
Well, it can be. It's also a good going first card because it can be destroyed by battle or card effect. Like it's also good going second because you can't attack with long gears so the turn you use its effect, right? So if you long gears to them, you link it away with something with anything else, you make Orchestrion.
Oh, it's fine going first because Babel
It's
makes its effect.
a quick effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh my
they essentially
god.
they can really only play through 3 zones, right? So like you have one monster negate in that.
Well, if you touch theirs, if you're pointing to their
Yep,
zone and then
correct.
they make a link monster, then it's all linked. Holy crap.
Well, it all depends on where they put the monsters, right? Like
Yeah.
if they're playing on their own side, then they're fine. But again, they're limited to playing out of essentially 4 zones instead of 6,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
why like I've started now playing on the left side of my mat because the far left zone on my side is the only side where long gears doesn't touch.
Mm.
So that long gears sends a bitch sometimes,
It is
especially
specifically
when I
for
only
me.
and me when we only have one monster on the field.
Yeah.
So that's why I play on the left side of my mat now.
Yeah.
Cody, you're playing Guru. I don't care.
You're
It's
right.
kind of fun.
What am I saying? I just flip to Kobo and have 3 judgments, and I just sit there.
Oh man, I'd love to see you guys play. Hopefully
You
this
know how many
regional.
Guru players I've drawn with in my life?
Oh my god. Actually?
Oh yeah, when I got my invite last year, I went. So I've got my invite twice, and in
Mhm.
both the times I got my invite, I lost the first 2 rounds of the regional. No lie.
Oh
So
wow,
it's a
you're
good
Second time
playing
time.
was
out.
just, which was yeah. Well, I had a draw in there in both, but in
Oh,
this
okay.
last one, round 3, I played a BA player or something, and we went to time, and he was from Catskill. It was Catskill, something Oh, Lockhaven. It was Lockhaven.
Mm.
And the guy was from Lockhaven, which is a lovely town, but very small. And he looks at me and goes like, I'm X21. You can just have the win. I'm going to go play Smash Bros. With my friends now. Because he was from there. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And then 2 or 3 rounds later, I get paired up with a Guru player. And we go to timing, and he's like, you know what? I have my invite. You can just have the win. And I didn't even ask him for it, and he didn't know I didn't have the invite. And I was like, all right, sick. And then I went out. But yeah, I hate playing against Guru.
Long story short, you hate Guru?
Yeah. The people that play the deck are okay, but the deck is fucking annoying.
I have a really good story for Guru, and it's the one that I always try to do to Cody, but it never works out anymore. I think it's only for the guy that I play. I played him at the Niagara YCS again as well, and it happened again, but I lost even though I did it 3 times. You guys know this story because we were all hanging out, and I bring it up all the time. But I red rebooted him 3 times.
Oh, I remember this guy.
That was how I got my
Is this the
invite
Montreal
last
one?
time. Yeah, the last time
Yeah.
before Nats, I got my invite to. That was the game-changing one.
Story.
I lost 2, won 2, and then I won out from there. But the round 7 was the guy I played, and he's a really really nice guy. I totally forgot his name, but we're friends on Facebook, and it was Guru, and he played really well, and it was really good. But I guess we had such a good banter and rapport that he was doing the super polite. I'm not gonna cut your deck. I trust that you're not cheating, and I think that was his own demise.
Because you drew into 3 red reboots?
I drew open hand 2, and then my 6th draw was the 3rd one.
What was the rest of your hand?
It was just like great
Demise.
Draco shit. Yeah, like probably that plus Demise, and then like I set a bunch, and I put a monster on, and I attacked him. I rebooted him. He couldn't flip anything. I attacked him again. Next turn, I got a diagram, got 3 monsters in the field, and like OTK'd him, and that's just how the story goes. And he was in disbelief, and I told him in the match, I was like, dude, you should have cut my deck. Like I don't even know how this happened. But it was great. Then I got my invite, and he already had his invite and everything, so it was kind of jokes. And every time we see each other, it's fucking hilarious. But yeah.
This guy from Toronto?
Montreal.
Oh, okay.
He was part of the group of people that were doing at the Niagara YCS the super like mega trap stall Cyber Dragon OTK deck, like with Sam in them.
Oh, like with Sam?
Yeah. So what were we talking about? Yeah, Guru. You don't like Guru?
No, I don't like.
We're talking about the ban list. I think Thunder deserves it. I don't think
pure combo.
Pure.
Neither.
Why? Colossus at 1 still allows the combo to exist.
Yeah, but it's done nothing. That's my point. Like which is why I think the January ban list is gonna be doo doo because it's gonna be 1 or 2 things from Orcust, 1 thing from Striker, and then if they're gonna decide to do like the periphery crap, like okay maybe they hit like Lunalight Perfume or Tiger, or they decide to hit like Demise or some random stuff.
You think they'll hit
That's
Lancia?
No.
You think they hit Nibiru?
No. They just
Is there any hand trap that's gotten hit in TCG land?
No.
No, I don't think
Not
so.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't wait. Also, thoughts and opinions actually quickly on the this was actually relevant, I didn't want to interrupt. I think Striker is still one of the best decks in the format, and I also love that it's acting like an engine and less like a deck.
At first, I did really like Striker as an engine, or at least I really liked Engage into Hornet Drones as an engine.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's because the deck's been doing it for so long, but it's starting to get on my nerves.
Cody, I can hear you doing whatever you're doing.
What am I doing?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's annoying.
You don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I can hear it. I can hear it. Okay, Joe, continue.
But yeah, again, maybe because it's just the deck's been around for so long, Engage is turning into a stupidly good card, which we knew it was, but now it's just getting abused. And the other thing that's really starting to bother me about Striker is, like, sometimes they just draw hands, and if they have access to 1 or 2 Engage, like, the deck isn't better than yours. That 1 card is better than yours, and there's not much you can do about it. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is built in a way where card advantage is so important, where if you're recycling cards that say draw 2, or search 1 and draw 2, which to some extent is even better. It's just annoying, and the deck doesn't do it super consistently. So when they do it, it's just sacky now too.
Yeah, I think
Maybe I'm just cheesed. It's been so long, but
no, I think it's just as oppressive. I mean, like, really consider like diagram, right? This is like the kind of bullshit we're dealing with, where you have cards like that, where like if you just added the function of draw 1 if something, like if you had 3 salad monsters in the graveyard and on top of circle you hit draw 1, that card
that
be
would just be
nuts.
dumb.
Yeah, and this is just like
Wait, take that in.
this.
How is circle at 1 and engage is still at 3?
Because
Yeah,
Circle doesn't kill the deck because mining does the exact same thing.
yeah, but they reprinted mining. Like,
I
sorry,
mean,
not reprinted. They
Because
mining
made
is an
mining.
inherent -1, and engage is an inherent +1.
Yeah,
And you're
it's
saying those
broken.
cards are equally as fair.
That's
And you're
broken.
saying
It's
a
like
card
saying,
that
no, I'm not saying they're equally as fair, but I'm saying that's the reasoning. Because if you hit engage, then Sky Striker dies. If you hit Circle, Salad doesn't die
yeah,
because they still have mining,
I
I
and
mean
they
guess.
that's
won't,
fine.
and they won't hit mining because all the new decks are going to be Cybers, and they're reprinting it, which means mining's going to stay at 3 until at, probably for ever.
And it's an
Until
inherent
we're
-1, so it's very unlikely to get banned.
yeah.
Correct, because it's a fair and balanced card. Yes, it searches for many archetypes, but you just ash and go, cool, they just lost 2 cards.
Yeah, they made mining to have it as an inherent neg 1, so they didn't like make it a rota or a terraforming where they had to hit it slowly down to 1. If it was a
Yeah,
0,
where
it'd
it's
be more
yeah,
bannable. But like this is it's neg, right? If you
yeah,
don't
because
have two
yeah, if it
cards, you
just said
literally can't do it.
yeah, if it said search any Cyberse card, that'd be or like search any Cyberse monster, that'd be like, okay, sick, this card's busted.
Yeah,
The first time, funny story, the first time I ever played against Sky Striker, I was just coming back from school, and I, for those who don't know, was away at school. Um, and I was playing a road deck. I was playing Volcanics, and I had Cosmic Cyclone in my main deck. And my opponent activated Engage, and the only thing I knew is that Engage was $100 card, and that deck wanted spells in the grave. So he activated Engage, and I was like thinking, and then I Cosmic Cyclone the Engage. Not that it mattered. I was playing Volcanics against full power Sky Striker, but that was my first instinct against Sky Striker in, I guess it was 2018. But good story
My
on my end, I think.
my buddy used
I
to
laughed. I
think
just wasn't here.
my buddy used to think that banishing meant negating, so he would always Cosmic Cyclone my invocation when I was playing Mech Invoked. And the really funny part is that it actually really hurt me the one time because I couldn't recycle that in Alistair back.
Jokes.
So I actually lost because I'm like, oh, invocation. He goes chain cyclone. And I go, it doesn't negate. He goes, fuck. Well, I'll stick with it anyway. I'll let him play through my mistakes. I'm like, sure, no problem. And I'm like, I don't have enough attack to kill you now because I can't recycle back my Alistair. So I'm like, I did the damage, and then I think he was playing ABC and he just busted me to death. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was a fun time. And by that I mean it wasn't a fun time.
Yeah. I don't even know if I think I have so many of those stories, I can't remember any of them. I also have a horrible memory, for those who do know me.
I can confirm.
Yeah, I have a horrible memory. I don't remember anything that anyone says or does
I
or
remember that's why you said you didn't want to play combo, or like one of the very first times you said you didn't want to play combos because you couldn't remember the combos.
yeah.
But
I
then
remember the
you started to
combos
learn.
now.
Yeah.
It took a lot of practice. I think I know combo really well, and I've remembered enough about the meta. Like if I try really hard, I can remember things, but like so now that I know combo, I forget all my
It's
stories.
it's for me, like the reason I don't play combos because like it's easy to memorize the combos, but I don't know what to do when I get stopped. Like I can memorize the combo, like just it's repetition, but then it's like, okay, cool, you ask something, I go, okay, I'll pass. So I
Yeah.
don't know how to get around it. I think that's why I don't play combo. That's why I'm better with control because it's just like set 5, pass, and I'll interact with you.
Yeah. I like control and I like the reverse of control because it's like specifically Draco, it's just like problem solving. And because I'm such a good problem solver, I find like a really good way to problem solve is to just like eliminate problems one by one.
Yeah, or like OTK decks. I just go second, don't care what you do, and then just fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
I thought that was like the way I liked it back when I was playing Cyber Dragons, like way back when. So, as Cody's story might have gone, my story was like way back when I started back playing the game. I picked up a lot of the well, I had a few Cyber Dragon cards, and I went to 401, and they were like, here are all the new cards that you should get for the new Cyber Dragon deck. These are all these cards that came out, and this is how you play it. And I watched famous YouTuber, Yugi No No, Teach me
What a
every week.
guy.
Teach me every week. Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus himself has returned, by the way. Teach me every week about Cyber Dragon and how excited I was to play the deck. And this was Master Rule 3, right? Because we're in
Yeah,
4.
Probably.
Yeah, Master Rule 3. So I was trying to figure out like what kind of a player I was, and it was like long before I was not playing True Draco or Zoo or any of that. I was playing Cyber Dragon, and I liked the aspect of OTKing, but I really liked having Infinity on the field and just like sucking up a monster once a turn. That was fun, and that's how I ended up playing
you
Control.
I saw that True Draco Dinos got a top, and I got very excited because right before I decided to play Math Mechs, I was really hard considering Dino Dolls, like hard
Okay.
considering.
Deck that I hate more than any other deck right now is
Mhm.
this new Draco Striker deck.
What? I thought
Oh,
you would
it
like
irks me
it.
to the bone.
Why? It's actually really good.
That's the problem.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
playing Salad. It's so annoying to out these damn Draco monsters, and then
Yeah.
when I out the Draco monsters, they just go engaged, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's funny, dude. It's actually really good. If I don't pick up all the Orca stuff after, I'm just switching to Draco Striker.
But isn't it really easy for you, Joe? Because you just go rage pop everything, then they go pop, and you go Bailings protect, and you laugh at them.
Yeah, but the problem is, even if you go first and you set the rage, if they have spell and monster in hand, they go set, tribute summon, pop the back row, and you can't do squat.
And you just chain pop the monster.
You mean you don't already have a Dweller on board? You're telling me
If
you're
they
not
ch-
as good of a player
Also
as
that.
Miles? Jeez.
Apparently,
Jeez.
apparently.
The man, the yo, he outed my demise duality diagram, double draw off a heritage, and a full board of set. The man was literally a genius. The last, what was it, Tuesday? I was stunned. I was like, wow, I did lose. I lost a mouse.
No, Miles has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
But I like when I was playing Draco, which was Nats and before Nats. I thought Salad was a pretty good matchup because all they had was a back row they couldn't protect. I mean, unless they put up Dweller, which you didn't generally do game one. Uh, just pop the back row, put up big monsters, and they had a hard time getting around.
Yeah.
And even if they did, they had to activate like 5 effects beforehand.
Yeah.
So you were just plussing off the Draco monsters.
Yeah, it's really like I find the matchup very 50-50 because like sometimes it's like, yeah, they can't even get around to Kobo, so you just win. And then
It's not
sometimes
even
it's
the
like
goal.
the real
The monsters
grind.
are big.
That too, yeah. The fun one is Heatleo Spin. That one's always
Yeah,
like my
that's fair.
fun. I'm like, oh, I want to flip this. Oh, I can't. They just spin it back. Side face.
That's fair.
Um, so we got really far from the year in review,
I mean,
but
that's what podcasts are about, right?
while we're on the striker topic, because we weren't, I was actually really happy with Konami this year, um, reprinting a lot of the stuff that was expensive.
A lot of
Uh,
the Yugi tubers were saying that, like, and I've noticed too, like they're listening more to, like, I guess, like the players and how we feel and how we're responding to things, because like the reprint sets have gotten better. Like the whole changing the rarities and the tins was really nice. It actually gave people reason to buy the tin besides just reprints. Like, it helped the value. I felt that
Wait,
Konami
you
did a
mean you
pretty good
didn't
job.
just buy the tins for the promos?
I just would have bought the promos.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, no,
like I
I
actually
I agree.
like the fact that, like, you get, like, oh yeah, getting secret, like secret jackalopes is sick, right? Like, and then it also helps keep, because like one of the things that I hated before when I was decided to be all the rarity whore and get high rarity is that you go get a tin and get the same rarity as me, right? Meanwhile, like, yeah, it's not the same value, but like, this way, like the value stays a little bit more because it is a different rarity.
Yeah,
Good point.
yeah. I think the version difference is a big deal because now, no matter what, you still have the original printing, and then if it is reprinted, it's reprinted in no matter what a different rarity, and it's up to the player base to decide, what value is higher or not. I mean, Mark the other day was making fun of me. I was trading in all my supers that are like the original rarity. I think it was like Typhoon, just because
Mm.
I like higher rarity regardless of what it is. I don't care about the value. So if the Typhoon Super is $8, but the Ultra is $3. I personally like the Ultra more,
And
just
yeah, so
because.
that's the thing, because it's like the what's the highest rarity versus the highest value.
Yeah, and so like I'm okay with getting the highest value to use that on my higher rarity cards, but I'm definitely but like it stops at like secret. I'm not like an ulti seeker. I like ultis. I don't like all of them. I like the ones that I use. And like the other day, I saw Siobhan. Like his deck has as many ultis as he can use in that deck, and I think it's hilarious. But I also think it's like kind of degenerate because like those are valuable cards, and I guess like you pay for them, but there's no going back on that,
Yeah,
right?
but
Like
it's so pretty.
the next set of OTS is like the no going back ultis, right?
All
You have
those twin twisters look on
yeah,
spanking real.
Twin
Oh,
Twisters, Judgment,
judgments.
and then Levianeer is a little weird, but like I expected. I think I even called this out in a video months ago
It'll be
because of
it'll be that one will be the cheapest ulti, because it's only really
Yeah.
like what a couple decks can play that. Like twin, I don't know which one's gonna be the most expensive, because twin's more versatile, but judgment's so good.
Yeah, but
well, I mean,
did you see
one
the
is better than the
actual
other,
art
right?
on?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like the way the twin twister looks?
No,
I
So
think
something
that twin
Mark
twister is
showed
the
me.
nicest ultimate rare.
Yeah, something Mark showed me was just
incorrect.
actually very interesting, Cody. I think if you look at the European version images, the European altis are very different than the North American altis. And I didn't notice until like I really looked at his Pot of Desires. Mark has Pot of Desires that are like the outer part of the ulti, like the edging, is actually textured, as opposed to like our North American altis are just shiny. And like
I think
some of the
Interesting.
yeah, it's like Mark's Pot of Desires. If you see them next, like when you see them, or any European cards, all right, the altis are like how you would feel like if you have a judgment and like or not a judgment, something else, warning or whatever. If you feel them, like you can actually really feel it, and they're darker, and you can see the etchings in the shine, as opposed to like our North American altis for whatever reason, like these new ones, they just shine. Right, like so, like the edging of the card is shiny, and the card is shiny. There's still a little bit of texture to them, but like it's a significant difference. Like I could feel the rainbow like on the desires, and I was like mind blown
Nice.
because I didn't believe it was that different. When you look at
I think one
them,
of the prettiest altis is Warning. Speaking of Warning, that's one of the prettiest altis.
I thought
I
it was
mean, yeah.
Strike.
Strikes that too.
Strike's sick.
I
But
miss
what
my
was it
alti
that I
strikes.
liked?
Yeah.
Like example is
Desires,
like
cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Or sorry,
yeah,
duality, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
hmm
So like a lot of them, and then of course all the ultis are like super thin, right? And they're super light, so it's weird. It's just weird. But yeah, I can't wait to get them.
Sorry, if I
Also,
may take us back to the other topic, unless Cody,
Hmm.
you to say something else about this.
well, I was just gonna say, speaking of Warning, that's gonna go to 3. I could see that going to 3 on the next ban list.
All right,
Like
possible.
if Judgment's at 3, why the fuck no? Why shouldn't Warning be at 3? It's arguably worse.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of product releases, I think Dual Devastator is gonna like as history progresses. I think it'll go down as one of the greatest reprint sets of all time.
You mean Dual Overload?
Devastator, the
No, he
one that
means
had
the
all the ash,
box.
yeah, the box set
He
Oh,
means
okay,
the
okay.
box
So I
with
set.
thought
the
you
ash
meant the one that's
blossoms and
coming out
stuff.
with
Sorry, the feet blossoms.
Yeah.
yeah. I thought you were talking about the new one that's coming out with
No,
needle fiber.
that one
No.
might as well, but for the sake of reprints, I think Dual Devastator was nuts. Like, think about it. If you were a new player making the transition from, let's say you just didn't have a binder, or you were someone that borrowed a lot of cards, if you bought 3 Dual Devastator, if someone gets that for you for Christmas, or you pick them up on Black Friday, you have a full binder of almost every staple you could want for the
Fair
foreseeable
point.
year. And like Lancia is going to be good for a long time. Takobo going to be good for a long time.
Pank.
Every card in there, Pankatrops, like the hand traps that were in there, was just nutty. Like a lot of
So
those cards weren't very expensive. Like Takobo was like a $15 card out of nowhere, but like Lancias you could get commons. Pankatops were like $2, fine.
yeah.
But
hmm
if you just picked up 3 boxes of that, and the value was almost there, it's never going to be great. And obviously as the site gets open, things are going to go down. But I think over the next 6 months to a year, people are going to look back on that set and be like, "Yo, that was nuts."
I also really like the fact that it was the same per thing. Like you weren't gambling for
Yeah,
packs. It was like, okay, it's like a structure deck. I can buy these 3 and know exactly what I'm getting. And I think this year was definitely one of the years where their structure decks were prime. like
Hmm.
the Salad structure deck, the Endymion structure deck. Like those are playable out of box. You get 3 of those, and that's playable.
A lot of them have been recently. The Monarch one was the same. The Hero one was the same.
Dino
The
one was
Dragon
pretty
Link
good.
not so much. The Dino one definitely. Um, the structure decks are usually pretty good about that. But to further your point, which is actually a good one, if you bought 3 structure decks and you bought 3 Dual Devastator, you could compete in a regional.
Okay, that was the point I was
100% you
actually
could.
getting to. Dual Devastator, its only negative is that it doesn't come with anything if you're not a player already.
Yeah,
Like
that's fine.
you need to have a deck, and that's the only thing. Like imagine you're spending like at
Mm,
least in Canadian, you're
yeah,
spending $40 a Dual Devastator. I'm spending $120 and I'm not even getting a deck out of it. That's to me that's the only problem. Like even if they're gonna reprint
but
something.
that I agree with. However, it does fill the slot of what the structure decks do, because the structure decks are arguably the core, and you need another 15 cards to fill out the rest of the deck. Now, it is a little different with Salad because they reprinted Ash, and those 3 could go to that. But
Mm,
typically, like structure decks, again, is what they think obviously is you can play, right? But really, out of those decks, you're maybe using 25 cards at the very, very maximum. It's usually around 15 to 20, right? And then so you need to
even
fill the
less.
rest of your deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the structure deck, right? Like
Yep.
maybe the Salad one you probably use more, the Endymion one you probably use more. It all depends on also extra deck stuff, right? But either
Yep.
way, that dual Devastator fills out that slot because now boom, 3 Ashes, 3 Ogre, and 3 Pankratops. Boom, that's 9 cards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever it needs to be, right? And like realistically, that dual Devastator is your whole side deck,
Oh yeah, so many side deck cards in there.
right? So, okay, I'm just going to 3 Lancia, 3 Pank, 3 Gamma Seal, 3 Typhoon,
Forgot
and
about
whatever
Gamma
else,
Seal.
right?
Typhoon is
Like
in there too. Forgot about that
Yep.
one.
yeah, so and then whatever else, like the boom, there's
O-
there's a 15 card side deck,
Okay, so here's something else that I thought was useless about Dual Devastator. And I
the whole
this is a
set.
question this no, this is a question for the podcast. Do you care about field centers?
No,
I personally don't, but people seem to really like those ones.
I don't either. I really do like the thing that you gave me, Joe. I like that they hold a
Thanks.
place to separate the mat, but I don't care for a collectible that they engineered themselves. Does that make sense?
correct.
Not literally made by them, but like
But they created their own
they
product. Like they
yeah,
created a new product that's they deem as a necessity because of a rule change. Like it's smart in terms of a
yeah.
So
business side.
that's a
It's
fair
yeah.
point, but where I'm going to not quite disagree, but draw your attention to at least, is when people started using field centers. Um, People were originally using 2. I remember everyone was putting
Hmm.
the field centers on the actual zones, and then people would put the extra deck monster on. So each person would present 1 field center, and you'd have 2 on the board where the extra deck zones were, and then you just put the Sunlight Wolf or something on top of the field center.
Yeah.
And people have kind of adapted to it in that way. Like nobody ever said, "Hey, you need to have a field center." They said, "Hey, you need to communicate with your opponent your zones." Right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So the zones, which were long time in Konami's kind of ideology, because they had those stupid cards that moved zones back in like 2008 and just
yeah.
did terribly, and they wanted to bring that back, and all the official mats in their defense to have the zones. So it wasn't a necessity and something that they forced, but something that the player base kind of came, or at least this is the way I feel. The player base came together, and in the same way that we have our spell grounds and the way we fan our mats, like it was something that we kind of created in a sense. And then
Yeah.
Konami took that and did something with it. So I like the idea of field centers being in there. I personally don't use field centers because our team mat um, is stunning as it is and has the zones, and I don't feel the need for the field center. I think they could have done a better job with the field centers. Maybe make them plastic, pick different designs. I don't really like the reprint designs of the hand traps, but I like the idea that I like the way they the field centers. I think it was really smart, and I enjoy it as a player.
I
I
really
really
wish
like I really like the ones you can make at the events though.
Oh, those are brilliant.
That's a different story.
taking the place of the token, like the token, instead of
The
you making the
YC
token, you make the field center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that like plastic. Yeah, even the token. I actually forgot. I totally forgot they're different.
I like
yeah.
tokens better than field centers personally. I think they just look cleaner.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I
Agreed. I wish that. Oh, I also for the token or the field center thing. Now I feel like more people are just going like you put mine and I put like you put yours and I put mine, so that essentially they both take up the quote unquote same spot, but like they're
Yeah.
just like in a line.
Yeah,
But
I've seen that as well.
I really wish, and I feel like they missed a giant opportunity that they should have put because now there's essentially in that middle dead man zone. There's the two ends are blank. Those should have been the field zones because then you have cards like Imperm which can now negate field spells because
You
now field
stole my
spells.
freaking thing.
I know, and I've been saying this for fucking ever
I've
since
been
Master Rule
saying
Four
this
came
for
out.
weeks, months.
I've been saying this since Master Rule Four started. I'm like, this is bullshit. Why the fuck isn't a field center here? Or the
So,
fields
so
the field
ironically,
zone should be in the corner in the sides so that way Imperm can negate field spells.
this is hilarious because okay, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna argue. This is fine. We can both say it. It's fine. I don't care. But the point that I'm trying to say is that this is funny because I don't know if you watched the latest YCS coverage. Um, Dakota kept trying to put his field spell in the middle zone
Yeah,
and
because
on
everyone does it.
stream. Yeah, because everyone does that, I guess, and they kept trying to stop him from doing that because he kept forgetting, and like he did it like 3 times on stream, and I thought it was hilarious, and he kept laughing about it too because he just said that's where it goes for him and like for the opponent, right? Because it's easier for them to read. It's not like out of the way. It doesn't seem like it's a banished card, just like off your mat. So it's a nice place for it. I think they can probably fit it better like to the right and left of the link card zones. That way you equalize it because like that middle spot is good. It's only big enough for like one card,
That's fair.
right?
You just say it goes to the right of your rightmost extra deck
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah. But then you get kind of weird because your banish pile is also somewhere near there, right? Supposedly. Um, so I don't know. I hope they do something with it. I hope it's not a serious master rule change, but I do hope that yeah, I do agree that they move the field zone to something a little bit more accessible.
No, 100%. And like that way, like think about it, like even like mech, like it makes their whole because they were trying to sell it along with links, the whole column thing, right? Like there was like
Yeah.
that broken line that negates anything in the column or whatever. Like mech players would love that because now that's an extra card that's possible in their
And they
in
printed
their
a whole bunch of legacy cards, legacy field spells and stuff.
yeah. So like it
Even
makes
Mekk-Knight
tons of
Invoked.
sense because like I know like right now technically your field spell zone is right above your extra deck technically.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? Because like it's and so you technically have seven. It's 772 is how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Technically speaking. Um, I've still because like and they had to because they moved the pendulum zones to the spell trap zone. Fine, could have just moved the field spells to the and just say, hey, your field spell zone is your left one. Each player's left is a field spell.
Yeah. I
Like,
thought they were. I
move,
think they were hoping that the field spell was just gonna slowly get eliminated over time. But then they kept
Joker.
reprinting decks that used the field spell.
Like Endymion, like
Ergo,
Striker,
yeah, salad,
like
Orcus.
Orcus, like
It's
Salad.
like, yeah, they're like, I will just hit terraforming and maybe it'll just go away. The players will find a new way to play, and it's like, nah, no.
Like Draco, like Subterror, like
Yeah,
half of the decks rely on their
literally,
field spell.
literally,
I mean, there's 2 decks right now that search a field spell.
yeah,
Right?
Um,
And I mean, I feel like right now, like that's their big thing. Like a lot of their link based decks, or their link ones, are trying to search a field spell. Like Marincess does the same thing.
yeah,
Technically, it searches any spell, but they only have one spell right now, and it's the field spell.
yeah.
Right? So it's like, well, then Balings is the same thing, and then I'm sure they're going to do another card where, hey, look, their link one searches the field spell.
well, Galateo searches a field spell.
Well, then do that too, right? I mean,
But question for you guys:
Mhm.
Master Rule, they changed the pendulum zone to the spell and trap zone during Master Rule 4. How long after did they announce the Mech Knights?
Immediately.
no, Mech Knights was Extreme Force was the Mech Knights, and the first link set was Code of the Duelist because I had Firewall in it and all the Trickstar stuff.
Because you got to think that if they said, okay, we don't want the pendulum zones outside of the regular field of play because we want to introduce the importance of columns, you would assume that they also said, why don't we move the field spell zone to occupy a column?
Agreed. That would have been
So
the smart move.
the question is, had they ever thought about Mech Knights? Or did they potentially feel like we like the idea of Mech Knights, but taking away or penalizing a player versus the Mech Knight deck because they want to play a field spell seems unfair. Or maybe the deck, like maybe they actually tested it. Who to think this? Maybe Konami actually tested Mech Knights with the idea of putting the field center in the middle and said maybe this deck is a little too good. Or maybe it limits us or makes other decks in the future potentially too good because there's a free spell you can activate, or you can activate 2 cards in the same column freely after that.
Well, I mean, like I don't know because like I feel that maybe they thought that Mech Knight was going to be better than it was because there's a Mech Knight field spell. Like it would have made perfect sense.
No, I know what Joe's saying. The one that searches based on everything in the column, you could have 3 searches straight add to your hand off a special summon. That's
But
disgustingly
blue only
broken.
searches for each one of your opponent's cards. So if it's your own field spell, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, but if it's
Right, but
theirs,
like,
Blue,
it's 3.
yeah, but I can still search 3 anyway. If you have spell monster, extra deck monster, I can
okay,
still search 3.
let's say you were playing Mech
Oh,
Knight
yeah.
Invoked, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, if you're going first with Mech Knight Invoked, you have no way of getting 2 cards in the same column to special summon a Mech Knight. There's no way. You can set one, but you can't get a monster. I mean, there's Link ones
Normal summon
now.
Link, and that's about it.
Instant
That's
fusion.
about it. But when they were
Yeah.
released, there was very few ones. It was what, Link Kariba?
Sure.
But now,
Yeah,
if
or
you
what
put,
Cody's saying, Instant Fusion, yeah.
or insufficient, good point. But
Yeah.
if you had the field spell up and you were playing Mech Knight, or if you put the field spell in a column and you were playing Mech Knight Invoke, and you activated Invocation and then just set the fusion.
Mm-hmm.
So you activated the field spell and set the Invocation. That's a free special summon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which currently you cannot do.
Correct.
And the question becomes, would that deck or other decks that will eventually follow the same suit be too good if you allowed field spells to be within the columns?
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
did
like,
Konami consider that at least?
this is a question for Jordan McHale, my dude. When we talk about all this dumb shit, we have to ask ourselves, like, who in the R&D department is working on this? Like, I always bring it up. There's, like, 3 guys. It's Jordan McHale and 2 other dudes. Well, 1 girl and a dude. And, I mean, we can, if we ever go to a major event where Konami is hosting a booth, like Pasadena or Fan Expo or some shit, he'll be there, and then I will ask him on camera directly if he ever thought of this. I might change the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! If I ask him this question.
Hilarious.
Because maybe no one asked him this question. Maybe they never thought of it, right? Maybe he doesn't even listen to this podcast. Maybe at some point in the future, I ask him directly if they ever thought of this, and then within 3 months, it becomes the rule change. That'd be crazy. That's what I would want to leave Yu-Gi-Oh with, dude. I'd quit. I'd retire right there.
Hilarious.
Yep. I think we can move from that into fun little Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami things. This is something I read on Reddit I thought would be funnable to share. And yes, funnable is a word.
Okay. Can you define it, please?
It's not.
Okay.
Able to have had fun.
Fun to be able.
To have had.
That's to be the weekend. Fun to be the weekend.
The weekend. There's no E.
The one,
No
yeah.
third
Oh my
E.
god. One big thing this year that happened that I only want to talk about for a short amount of time because I'm not giving him free press, but I'd love to do it. Is
Shadow Sosa?
No, not that's a good quality throwback. Shrift getting unbanned was big.
Sure.
It was big, and we are local Toronto players. We play at the same locals that most of Game Nation does, and I think it was a really good thing that he got unbanned. I think it's very funny and unique and different. I think he is a living meme in the community. Everywhere I go, no matter where it is, I see a joke about Steven Trevanowski. And
some of the memes are really funny.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think that's what from the beginning of my time in Yu-Gi-Oh, I wanted Craig to be. We call him the living meme, right? Like he is the living meme. But Steven on another level was he just is, and I think that's really dope.
Yeah.
I think one of the big things that I read though was that Konami changed the way the suspended player list works, and now you can't search names. So
I mean, can't you just go to the page and just control F it?
Yeah, you can't. There's no page anymore with the list of names.
Oh.
Yeah, they took it off. So
I don't think that's right because how am I supposed to verify that I'm actually like you know what I mean? Like Because then it's like they can just ban whoever they want and go, oh, you're banned, and I go,
So
well,
there is a
how do I
checker.
know that I'm banned?
There's a checker, and you can put in your email. That's the thing you write on the Konami ID, and that email is linked, and you can go and check your email.
Okay, that's
But
gonna cause somebody a problem.
so
Yeah,
They
because
have
then
to send you an email
it can be
being,
verified.
hey, you're a douche and you got banned.
so the only thing that's left is it's relying on the OTS stores. Anyone using the OTS terminal can look up a player and immediately view if they're banned or not, and for how long. So they can't play at stores. The stores aren't allowed to let them play anyways, right? So, but it is up to the store to. The faith is on the store for the store to be like,
Yeah, because if the store just registered, okay, you're now registered as John Smith.
yeah,
They can play at the store, but like obviously if they go to a tier 2 or a higher event, then like
they can.
they can't show ID, right?
Right.
Okay, but think about this. If they don't send you an email saying, hey, you've been banned, let's pretend for a second you're somebody doing like the regional grind, someone who commits a lot of time to Yu-Gi-Oh, but
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't go to locals, right?
You
Or
would
there's
know
no
by the time
locals
you
near
signed
you.
up for a regional.
No, but if you're spending the money, like say I want to
You
fly
go
out
to
to
the regional.
Milan.
Yeah, he goes to the first regional. He attempts to sign up. They say you're banned.
And what if that first regional or the first YCS was across the continent and you had
That's
no
what,
reason to suspect you were banned? Like, that's going to cause somebody a problem.
As
yeah,
unfortunate as
like
that sounds, Joe, it's like saying that like if you never got an email and the cops weren't looking for you, but you got to the airport and got arrested for something that the government was looking for, that's not really on. Like that's not on the city's
Fair, but the people
problem.
who get banned are often not the people. Like, a lot of them are not criminals. Some people get banned for nothing. Remember when Billy Bray got banned and he actually
Yeah.
managed to get it changed?
hmm
Like, he didn't do anything wrong and people gotten banned. Could you imagine if in that situation Billy Bray tried to sign up for Worlds and they were like, "Oh, by the way, you can't."
Oh, by the way. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think it's a stupid system. The only reason it came up was because everyone was in an uproar about it. But I just wanted
I
to
think
hear
it's
Joe's
dumb.
takes on it.
Yeah, no, because it should be able to be publicly verified so that it doesn't become a he said, she said, because we all know that our word will always lose against Konami. It has to. They're the ones who make the game, right? However, if it's publicly verified, then like that's how there's less chance of corruption and all that conspiracy crap. But it's true. Like if it's just between me and Konami, like they can say whatever they want, and what they say goes. But at least if it's publicly verified, they can be like, "You're banned." I go, "No, it's not." And then 100 other people say, "No, he's not," because it's not on the list. Oh, my bad. You're the wrong person, right? But if it doesn't have that, then they can just be like, "Oh, you're banned." Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I'm gonna go play Magic now.
yeah. Can you imagine? I'm
I'm gonna go play fucking Vanguard or Bakugan or some
gonna go play
bullshit.
some Pokemon. Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bakugan, wow. That
I'm gonna
hit
play
close to
some.
home.
Why?
Go play some
Really?
white shorts.
Oh, I used to fiend that game as a kid. Not that I knew how to play, but I just liked the little dragon marble things.
Yeah, I had the blue one that like put the little marble in his chest and you press the button and shot it out and shit, and it knocked
Oh
down.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh, I
I
did
had the
too.
red one.
Me and Adam used to shoot marbles at each
yeah.
other's fingers all day and night, dude.
But I love
Breaking.
Bionicles. Bionicles are the best.
I wasn't a Bionicle kid.
I never learned the
Definitely
lore though.
Bionicle Kid.
I know there's like a full lore behind them, and I never learned that.
I
No, the
think
only lore
people who are
that's
Lego
important about
kids,
them.
people who are Lego kids and Bionicle kids had money to spend on that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I lived a very
fucking.
underprivileged life where I did not get to enjoy those benefits.
No, the only
I was
important thing about Bionicles is that the commercial had the "Move Along" song by the All American Rejects, and that was fire every time it came on TV.
Oh, they had
And
great commercials, dude. Those commercials were sick. All of them.
that is the most important lore of any of the Bionicles lore.
Nah, I was a Connects kid. I played Lego, but I was a Connects kid. Fucking
Of
love
course.
Connects.
Fucking weirdo, dude.
Yo, fuck you, Connects are the best.
Um,
Okay,
we'll
if
get
you're to
into.
unban one card off the
Yeah, I
ban
knew it
list,
was
what would
coming.
it be? Yeah.
Let
One
me pull
unban
up
one
the
card off the
ban
ban list.
list.
Easy. Easy. I'll go,
Okay,
Joe.
okay, okay.
Easy.
Wait. Okay,
The
you
only
choose.
question is who's gonna say something more degenerate, Cody or fucking.
It's me. It's
No,
me. It's me.
no. I'm gonna say so. You can. What card would you take off the ban list to make a
But I had
deck
to add one.
playable? What would you take off the ban list to make a deck broken?
Oh my god. Okay, wait. So
And then
what
was
would I
that
take?
it? I think
I got to take one off a ban list to make a deck playable.
to make it playable but not busted.
Y'all
And
gotta have
which
the ban
one?
list up right now. Hold on.
And what would you take off the ban list to make it like broken?
Here,
Like
I'm linking.
if you
I'm
could
linking the
say,
ban list in the chat.
well, like my, I'm not saying my pick, but my example would be like you could take Dryden off the ban list to make Zoo playable, but it's not broken because
Well,
Broad will make the dead.
there's a better question for this actually. You might want to pick this instead. The one that I think we last started doing was put one card off and put one card on.
Yeah, I'll do one card off, one card on.
Because
Sure.
that one's easier to. It's the same situation that you're thinking of, but it like kind of focuses more
I
on
know
the.
your pick is Masterpiece.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. As much as I would like to pick Masterpiece, okay, you have to look at the ban list and really remember there are some broken cards on the ban list.
Yeah,
Okay,
like Royal isn't like Royal Oppression or some bullshit. The one you can pay $800 to 800 life to just nix a summon for both of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
but you're forgetting. You're forgetting.
Pot of Greed.
You're forgetting good cards like that, like fucking Pot of Greed, bro.
Graceful Charity.
You're upset about freaking engage.
Engage.
Let me teach you about a card that's +1. Okay.
No, let me teach you about Graceful Charity, where I have dangers and I just discard 2 and draw 3 and can plus off dangers.
They only banned. They only let Will of Salmongrade exist because they banned Soul Charge. Okay. When that shit got banned, oh boy. Soul Charge is one of those. No, okay. So to answer the question for realistic sense, I'm just quickly scanning it. Honestly, to my heart, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this would come back and I would love it because all the other cards are out, so it'd be so weird for it to come back. But then I remembered that Trickstar Licorice is still here, so I was gonna pick Firewall.
Oh yeah, there's a firewall loop.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Firewall because I want to see how it does with all the Cybers cards. But like, yeah, it's just too loopy.
It would
I
just
think
get banned again.
it'd be broken with Salad and all that stuff. Then I just look at like all the links, and then I'm like, yeah, what about like, I'm thinking like Snow. Snow was good. Snow was kind of fun.
No, but
Snow's a
but
really
see,
good
like
card. I
like
see why it's banned. I'd be okay if it came back.
Hmm.
yeah, like for me because like I would love to get like Quick Fix back or like drones back for spirals because that would be
Hmm.
blessed. Um, but again, like I also like my thing like drone could come back to 3 and leave Quick Fix at 1, and then spiral still wouldn't be broken. It'd be better.
Imperial Order at
Um,
3.
Oh, I
no,
thought
but like
about this for way too long. I know my answer.
Okay,
The
go.
card I
okay,
want
Joe,
back
what's your
off the
answer?
ban list, like without a question, is
Lava
Upstart.
Lao Chain.
I want Upstart Goblin back. Upstart Goblin is just there's nothing wrong with that. If you're just making decks that are so good, if you are playing 37 as opposed
Oh
to
my god.
just don't make that deck. Like it just made other decks more playable and more fun, and it was mathematically sound, and I loved it on every capacity. And there's no reason that it should not be at 3.
I don't agree. Don't agree.
On what basis does a card that literally just replaces itself at 1 when Engage is at 3?
Because you put 3 Upstart Goblins into the Sky Strikers. You're playing 37. You just go Upstart, Upstart, Upstart. I don't care if I give you 12,000 or 11,000 life. I'm just going to out resource you again.
I mean, like, I can't diss you. It is your opinion. If you pick Upstart, I'd have to pick Soul Charge.
But Joe, if you're saying I will take Upstart off and then put Engage on, then I'll agree.
Oh yeah, that's different.
100% deal.
That's
100%
different.
deal.
Oh my
God!
god.
In my own personal playing, I want off that list is Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin in every capacity is not an unfair card.
I thought you were going to say Lava Lao Chain for your Volcanics.
I thought about that for a while, but I was just like, ugh, this is going to be so degenerate. Like, the graveyard is literally a second hand at this point. Lavalval Chain is almost a level 4 that's a search any monster in your deck. Like, that's how good the graveyard has become at this point. So let's just not do that.
Okay, well,
imagine if you gave Thunder, and especially if you unbanned Snow. Like, how dumb would that be?
that's one card that could come off that I don't think would do much. Gofu could come back. Gofu could come back.
Gofu's a tuner. It cannot come back. And Neophyter's
Oh. No, you know what? Definitely my pick to come off the balance is Maxi.
Yeah, it's right there under Masterpiece. I was like, yeah, I seen it. Fuck your combo. Go ahead, dude.
If the card had to be banned, like if you made me pick a card that was banned as opposed to limited, I probably would have picked Maxi.
Or I
Dude,
pick
what do you?
Norden. That or Norden.
Nah, dude, you can't. You guys are
There's
forgetting
so
about
many times I
Victory
want to use
Dragon, dude.
Norden.
But I do want to say this asterisk on the Maxi. I did not like Maxi at 1 because it came super sacky. I
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
quite
3 or
liked
0.
Maxi at 2.
It's 3 or 0 in
I
my
know
Three,
opinion.
I'm
three, three.
I know I'm like not a lot of people agree with this, but I quite liked Maxi at 2 because you had to respect the Maxi and assume that your opponent had it and play around it,
So then
but
why
he
can't it be
didn't
a 3?
always have it. He didn't always have it. It wasn't like Nibiru when you're playing Salad. If every single player in the meta is playing 3 Maxi, you are just not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But if every player in the meta is playing 2 Maxi, odds are one game every match you're going to get the combo without Maxi.
I don't
And
think
you
it's a
still have to
prominent.
respect it. I mean,
I,
I'm in the majority, and I'm probably wrong considering 90% of the community disagrees with me, but that's the way I've always felt about
I
Maxi.
think being at 3 is just as exactly what you're saying. I think honestly, like the numbers are a little off. I think 3 is exactly what you're saying, where it likely you do see it, unlikely that you don't see it, but it's supposed to be disadvantageous that it's filling 3 slots in your deck. At 2, it's way too advantageous that you don't draw it, like the whole double desires thing. That they're gonna use it. It's gonna be sacky. You're right. They'll likely see it, but one of the neg draws, maybe even the only one that they get, should be possible chance of it being one of the other 2 maxi in their deck. Like it has a downside at being played at 3, and so if it's at 3, sure you could play it at 2 and be the smarter guy, air quotes. But I think the best decision that you have is playing it at 3, because like Nibiru, it also forces players to assume that if they're gonna get max seed, they're gonna play around it and they're not gonna summon that much, right?
Yo,
Like
guys,
it's
imagine Maxi into Nibiru.
yeah,
Oofda. Oofda.
draw. Oh yeah, sure, I'll draw you out, Nibiru. Oh, okay, Pastor, thanks.
You take the
Yeah.
Maxi
Also,
challenge and on 6 negates, but they're not live. Nibiru. Oops.
I
Harbinger, Nibiru.
I remember the third one. It was what card would you take off the ban list to break a deck to make a deck playable, and what would you change the text to be able to make it come off the ban list?
Ooh, errata something. I like that.
Yeah. Also, my choice for coming off the ban list, I forgot, is definitely Shockmaster. 100%
You're
Shockmaster.
scum. You're scum.
100% Shockmaster.
You're
Because I don't
scum.
want you
You
to play
didn't
Yu-Gi-Oh.
play Pendulum when Astrograph Sorcerer was cracked, so you don't deserve it.
100% I did. I played Pendulum in Pendulum format.
Dude. Okay, my choice is Masterpiece. Fuck it. I'll stand on that wall. It's fucking Masterpiece, dude.
I know a lot of people that would say they would take 3 Knuckle over Masterpiece back.
Dude, I'd
They would
take
take
3 of any of these cards back. I'd take fucking
3 return.
what's
Oh god, that'd be good.
No, I wouldn't take 3 return over Masterpiece. If you had to
Oh no.
if Konami came to me and said, would you want Masterpiece off the ban list or return off the ban list?
Yeah, Masterpiece.
Actually, here's a good one. If they said Masterpiece off the ban list or Summon Sorcerer off the ban list, which would you pick?
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece, because then I would just play Draco.
Yeah, everyone would, dude. It's so fucking broken. And we're not talking about we're not talking about off like at 3. I'm talking about like at 1.
Even still.
Yeah, Masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
Okay.
you only ever played 1 to 2 anyway. Like, you never
Yeah,
played
2
3.
max. I played 3. When it was busted, I played 3.
Nah.
It's cracked, bro.
Yeah, if you were to errata something, what would come off the ban list if you ratted it? And what would be the errata?
I got it. It's one.
Like saying
it's definitely-
Firewalls becomes once per turn. Like
It's
as an
definitely-
example.
Oh, it's definitely a spell. It's probably gonna be Joe's. Like I'd take Upstart Goblin if it was once a turn.
Mm.
Okay, I would take. Fuck. Okay, go ahead. I'm thinking.
The first one that comes to mind, I'm not sure if it's my final answer. Make Fairy Tale Snow not a quick effect.
Oh, that's a good one.
Why? We already have Gizmek. It's the same shit.
Gizmo.
Yeah, but Gizmek, even though it is a quick effect, it couldn't interrupt your opponent's turn unless it was already on the field. Fairy Tale Snow was a Book of Moon on your opponent's turn from the graveyard.
Okay, have a fun one.
And it didn't banish from the deck because that's more of a neg, is banishing the top 8 of your cards than cards
Face
you've
down.
already used. Correct.
Like
Okay.
the banishing thing from Snow was a resource defender, right?
I would say Soul Charge if it said you can no longer special summon monsters after this card.
Yeah, like no one to play it.
Fair, but like I'm just saying, or like you can't use like your extra deck or some bullshit.
Maybe.
Okay, I have mine is skill drain, but would only work if it's tribute summon monsters.
So Monarchs are up.
Go fuck yourself.
I was
Fucking
kidding.
loser.
We
I'm
all
just
saw it
kidding.
coming.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I would probably take Metaverse off.
But what's the errata?
Is it already once a turn?
Yeah,
No.
no.
But once the turn doesn't fix it, it was just that damn card that it gets is damn too good.
Oh, easy. The
Also,
original purpose of Scapegoat. These tokens cannot be used to link summon.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
that's
I like
That's
that.
the original protect my life. I need a couple turns to stall. Easy.
To be honest, though, you could probably bring Scapegoat back now.
No.
I mean, I
'Cause
also
you
think
can't
that
summon for the rest of the turn, right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but
Vanity's
doesn't-
Emptiness could come off. Vanity's Emptiness. I always said it's not that great a card.
Which card?
Emptiness?
Mm,
Are you
Yes.
crazy?
Are you dumb?
Are you
If
memeing
a
right now?
card is no, if a card is sent from the deck or the field to your grave, anything goes to the grave. The card's destroyed. You do anything. You activate a spell. The card's destroyed.
Wait, where is Vanity's Emptiness?
All right,
Neither
humor
player.
me. How are
Neither
you
player can
outing
special.
Vanity's Emptiness salad?
Oh, that's what you're saying? Tell me again what the errata is?
No. I said, but not saying that. I was looking through the ban list. I'm just saying
Oh.
Vanity's Emptiness can come off as is.
No.
It just says yes. I
Heck,
set.
okay, let's pretend I'm playing against Draco. Draco has a beater on and has Vanity's Emptiness up, and I'm playing. How do I out the Emptiness? Unless I hard draw spell and trap destruction. How do I out the Emptiness?
Wait, if you're playing
I'm
Draco,
playing Salad against Dynamite with a Vanity's out. How am I outing it?
I'm sure there's
You
a
have the
card.
draw back row removal. But my whole point is that they also cannot play. They cannot activate a single card,
What
or
do
else
you
it will
mean?
destroy the emptiness. Because it says if a card is sent from the field or the deck to the grave,
Oh yeah, I see.
which means if you activate Diagram, if you activate a spell, it now goes from field to grave and destroys the card.
Yeah, but they just kill
Sure.
you, Cody. This is a one-turn Draco.
Like Draco needs 3 monsters on board, so they set up one or two monsters. You activate one of the things, they flip the empty. They now have 3 cards.
And they just
in
pop
hand.
things from their
They
hand.
draw. They summon over the emptiness, summon 3 monsters, and kill you.
Yeah. There's no way. That would need to be eroded, my dude. I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying because there are, and it's even if the opponent does it too, right? So I definitely
No,
understand.
that would be the errata would say if a card is sent to the graveyard, then I could see that because
Okay,
right now
fine,
it says
then I can activate a spell card and get rid of emptiness.
correct. Because right now it's only you. So if I activate emptiness, something has to go to my grave for emptiness to die.
Yeah,
Right?
then again, my salad point goes through. All you could do is summon a salad monster. You can't summon a Balinx, which means after 1 turn, you're doing nothing but setting monsters, and eventually you're running out of monsters. And I'm just going to keep swinging over your monster and attack you for game with my 1 dynamite up.
Oh.
I mean,
Is link summoning
yeah.
sending from field to graveyard, but you can't special summon, right?
Correct.
You can't special summon.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
imperm exists now too. Yeah, I can see it.
I
I
can
can see
see-
it
I
being
can see
really
emptiness.
broken.
I can see emptiness coming back to 1.
No,
I can see
it's
emptiness. Yeah.
dumb broken. Now there's a card that literally says it too. It cannot come back. Without an errata, emptiness cannot come back. The whole game is built around special summoning. And you have a card that says no.
I mean, that's the other card.
Also, Harpy's Feather Dust could come back to 1.
Yeah, that-
if
Yeah.
Regeki's at 1.
Oh, absolutely. That new card specifically, yeah.
Oh, that new one, yeah, the new one's good. Yeah, I don't
Alright, we
know what
spent
my
too long on
errata
this
would.
topic.
Yeah, I don't know what my errata would be. I also want Denglong to come back. Denglong's so fucking good.
Well, thanks, Sosa.
Here, listen.
Dude, my soft ones are easy. It's Dynamite at 3. Okay.
Lamau.
Terratop at 3.
Interesting.
Rat Pier at 3.
Less interesting.
That makes
Rat at
sense.
3. Rat at 3 without the link monster. Blessed, dude.
You mean without Broad Bull and without Trident? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
also.
Still seems pretty good. You could just Shock and 9, couldn't you? And just keep summoning rats and then just get 3 monsters.
Oh
for
yeah,
free.
absolutely.
Rat.
Link into a link 4.
That seems pretty legit. And you think
Yeah.
Scapegoat's really good? That sounds
I think it was very uncalled for Danger Nessie and Jackalope and Such to hit the ban list at 2.
No, those are fine.
I like that one a lot, actually.
I know everyone
Like, I
likes
like
it.
that they're limited.
It seems legit.
Sorry.
Okay, moving off this ban list one. Have you guys
All right,
seen
what's
the
next, sir?
Have you guys seen the prize card?
Oh, it's
No.
trash. The Sulkin
Wait.
one, it's trash.
Yeah.
People doing the world's grind just lost their entire incentive.
Yeah.
There's no point doing the world's grind now because
Cody, have you seen
that
the new prize card?
is going to be worth.
Yeah, it was released at
$3.
the end of like Nats last year. It was doo-doo.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
straight doo-doo.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear someone else's opinion. I don't know.
Like, if they just made that a tin promo, I'd be like, oh, that's. I'll put that in my binder. It's nice. But, yeah, it's a waste of time.
I'm still
Yeah.
looking at the ban list.
Oh god. Okay, this one's a fun one. I don't know if you guys have seen these videos, but have you guys heard of like the sealed only challenge?
Yes.
Oh, the one that Simo and House of Champs have been doing?
So not specific. Well, I mean,
Literally,
everyone's
Aren't
doing
those
it
the only
because
two
of,
channels that are not doing it?
yeah, it's Nimium, and there's a guy actually in Toronto or in Guelph or something that is doing it. And they're just like very over the top, well edited videos, well produced videos about building a deck entirely out of sealed only product. Um,
Nimium is really good.
Nimium's is good. He switched his deck though because he couldn't afford it and didn't want to play pendulums anymore. But it's based around he gave himself a limited budget, which I thought was really cool. So Cody
well, that's
essentially
fine.
was like weekly he would
40
update his
bucks.
deck and he would pay only $40 to buy
Sealed
towards
product.
something. Sealed products only, like so like tins and stuff, and he would open them hoping to get the cards he needed. But he would try.
Okay, so you can't pick structured extra things that are guaranteed.
You could.
No, you can. It's just like your limitation is the price.
But like he
right?
was playing
so, like,
Pendulum and he couldn't get Agripane or he couldn't get LP because super.
Yeah.
So he had like one Ash because he got lucky and pulled it. He got basically every other card he wanted, but
yeah, it also made his openings more worth watching because it was built
Yeah.
around like him just kind of shambling a deck together.
That kind of makes sense. No,
And then-
sorry, 'cause I saw Simo and House of Champs do the thing where they dueled each other with like only banned cards, and like they did one with like only like older cards and stuff like that. So they were just doing.
oh,
like,
he did one
interesting-
against Team Sam. It was Simo versus Team Sam, and it was spells only. And so Team Sam summoned Hornet Drones, engaged with the Hornet Drones, and then summoned the Hornet Drones and attacked for game because he had 3 spells in grave.
Jeez.
That's hilarious. Yeah, like they did it where they faced each other with only like the forbidden list, and so they both played 60 cards because they both really wanted to use grass.
Yeah, of course.
But then grass became useless because they both played 60 cards, and they both played like Max C and like Pot of Greed and like Graceful Charity, and, like all, and then like they're going through like there's so many good cards, and I think Simo decided to play like Dragon Rulers because it's Dragon Rulers,
Yeah.
and then
Was this DB only? Because like I'd find it incredibly hard to get these cards.
Yeah, it was DB only.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what House of Champs played. He used like I think he was like also doing like Dragon though, but he did more like Wyvern and like some other shit like Snow and stuff.
That's jokes.
Neat.
Yeah, but like there just wasn't a lot of synergy. Like they're all really good individually or with their own decks, but like together, there's just not a lot of synergy. Right? Because like yeah, you can have Firewall. It's like how are you making Firewall? How are you spamming 4 monsters on the field?
What do you mean? I have access to Scapegoat.
No, forbidden only. It's the one.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Yeah, forbidden only.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, the
don't
weird
know
part
what's
too
on.
is it's not even like you're also not getting triples, right? It's one-ofs.
No, but but you're playing with the 0 list, but you can play at 3. So they're playing 3 pots of greed,
okay.
3 grass, 3 graceful charity, but only the 0 list. And once you
Definitely
found
playing,
out,
like,
there's
triple
not a lot
snow,
of
triple
monsters.
level leader.
Yeah.
Like they were playing like triple Astrograph, triple Dragon Ruler, obviously, and like Snow, because it's like they still need like there's only X amount of like monsters they can like normal summon, and like you know what I mean, like to make an actual playable deck.
Yeah.
Like all the traps and spells are broken. Like yeah, they're playing like Royal Oppression on each other and like mixing the summons, but like after that, like your extra deck is basically useless.
Why is Tribe Infecting Virus still on the ban list?
Is it a dragon thing?
No, isn't it the one where you normal summon, discard from one from hand, and type?
Normal summon, discard 1 card from your hand, declare 1 type of monster, destroy all face-up monsters of the declared type on the field. Yeah, this is just Um,
Why is that banned?
because it's just what's it called? It's a normal
Tribe
summon
infecting
Regeki. What do you
virus?
mean? Yeah.
There's
It's
still
an
on the ban
inherent
list.
negative, like it's an inherent neg one normal summon Regeki, not once per turn. It's worse than Regeki, and it's not once per turn.
I mean,
Regeki is just strictly better in every capacity.
yeah. Dude, I don't know
There's
why
also
Victory Dragon's still on the ban list. You tell me.
Oh no, that one I do know the answer to. Think about it. You're playing Victory Dragon, and I have
Just kidding.
game on board. Like I'm attacking you with, I say declare attack with Victory Dragon, and you just scoop instead. Then I just don't get the match win.
Wait, what? Seriously?
If
yeah,
you
because I quit.
scoop before damage is taken, then you don't get the match win. Victory Dragon's effect, you can't stop someone from scooping in tournament play. So even if I attack
Is that
directly
literally
with
why
Victory
it's banned?
that's straight up why it's banned, which is causing too many wooling issues.
Oh, okay. I was trolling, but I didn't know that. That's actually pretty dope.
That's yeah. I actually own 2 copies of Victory Dragon, but
That's fire.
yeah, that's why they do that effect on all the prize cards because in theory it's a cute idea, but in
Mhm.
practice you could never stop. You would never resolve that effect because people would just scoop.
What's the card that allows you to play traps on
Oh,
without
that
setting
card's
them
not
first?
banned.
Yeah, what is that card?
I forget.
Dude, Royal Oppression. Damn.
Anyway, Dorian, to get back to your thing on sealed only,
Yeah.
big fan of SEMA, not SEMAs, of Nim Nims. I will say this about Nim Nims, though, which kind of bothered me, but I see why he didn't. That series was actually inspired by a RuneScape series by a content creator called Settled, where he limited his character to one area of the RuneScape map. Anyway, really, really good series, but he edited it, or Nim Nim edited it. This word is
Yep.
going to cause me a lot of
Edited.
trouble. Sima, Nim Nim did the thing on his videos in the exact same way that Settle did on his Swampletics videos, and he didn't give Swampletics credit, and there was way too many similarities, like right down to the introduction. The style of the introduction was the same, and I picked it off immediately. And even some of the merchandise that he was selling was very similar to Settled's. And I was like, why aren't you giving Settled credit? Like, it's a great series. There's no reason not to. And it's different enough that people will still give you so much credit for this. Shout Settled out. Like, it seems like a reasonable thing to do. Which he
What if
didn't.
you?
That's fine. But
What if he is settled?
I'm trying to think. I don't think anyone's ever seen Settled's face. Or, no, people have seen Settled. But Settled does not show his face on his.
Yeah. So what if he is settled?
I think people have seen Settled at events, like live
Okay.
events. Yeah.
All right. That'd be kind of dope. But yeah, no, I totally understand. That's why the guy that's copying his sealed only thing that's from like Toronto or the outer areas of Toronto, like his latest video has has Ganon in the video, and I was like,
He's not
oh,
doing sealed only.
huh?
That's Ruggles. He's not doing sealed only. He's just getting back.
Well, the whole series is inspired by sealed only.
I think the editing is inspired by sealed
No, no,
only.
he said it's inspired by sealed only.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's in like every video, like at the end or in the beginning or something. And I was like,
I didn't make the connection immediately.
yeah,
He's doing like that guy's doing a great job with his editing.
I was annoyed. I watched one video and I was like, dude, come on, give me a break. Like, how many
I mean,
shots?
I'm not watching all the videos, but I watch him to see funny pictures of Ganon.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's how I ended up there. I was just like, oh, I'll give this a look, and then I saw it, and I was like, that's Ganon. Okay, that's Toronto. Oh, okay, he's local. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of equipment, which is nice. And yeah, his editing chops are there.
But I really like the idea of the series, and then I think Sam just kind of blew it out of the water.
Which one?
Like he just went to Team Sam. Like he just went
Oh, the Walmart thing?
he went to Walmart and bought $1,500 worth of cards. Like, oh, series over. Okay.
Yep.
He beat Triff with it. I thought that was jokes.
Yep.
But I thought Nim did a really good job with it. I enjoyed that series for a while.
That was one thing I was really impressed about Triff about is that he gained like because he's so extra and because he was the meme. I meant to say this when we are talking about Triff. Like the fact that he got basically 20,000 followers in like 2 weeks, or like
It wasn't.
like 2 weeks.
It took him so long.
I felt it was pretty quick. compare like for especially for YouTubers who aren't the biggest YouTube people on there, like to get 20K fairly quickly was impressive.
He got a big push at 6 from Sam to get him to 10, and then while he was banned, he built the other 10. I've been watching it since the beginning. He got to 6 by himself, and then from 6 he was like plateaued really hard, and then like he did like I think like 4 videos with Sam, where Sam was just like throwing it at him, telling people to go subscribe every time he was there, making endless videos, and then finally he like stuck at 10 and made an extra. What did I say? He made an extra 10. He was basically like his whole like while he was banned run was really good.
Because he's at like 22 right now.
Yeah, while he was banned, he like would make a video almost every day, and it was disgusting. Like I was like the amount of work he put into that freaking shit was horrendous. But hey man, if you got nothing else to do, well, why not?
Good on him.
I mean, yeah. Simo's at 183, which I forgot Simo's like really high up there.
Good on him.
Sorry, I'm getting messages from guests who want to join the podcast. I told them to wait till next week.
Yeah, how long have we been recording at this point?
Just at about an hour 10.
Okay.
So.
Really, that's it?
Yeah. Feels like around the 40 mark, I was like, oh, fuck, we're going to run out of things to talk about. And then we got like hard into the ban list one, and it was like, all right, 30 minutes later, here we are.
But yeah, that's a good thing about conversation because it'll
that's
like,
fine.
feed off itself.
Yeah. It all depends on like, yeah, I personally don't care. It's a matter of just like how long and what people want to listen to. So we'll gauge it.
Do we want to discuss, as we mentioned in our pre-podcast meeting, our previous experiences being on podcasts?
Oh, yeah. We didn't get to that one. Okay, so here, while we're doing it here, now that we're well deep into the podcast and talked and everyone's out of their little shells, do a quick, this is Joe. Joe, give me your name, what you're currently playing, what team you represent, like where you're from, and like where your previous podcast experience comes from.
All right, so my name's Joe. I'm on Team Cardboard Cravings. Who'da thunk it? I am from Toronto. I lived in Montreal for many years, and I'm currently playing Salaman-Great.
So original.
I know how my previous podcast experience comes from my best friend and I. He had a school project where he had to come up with different business ideas. So he messaged me because he wanted me to help him come up with ideas, and he's also a huge podcast guy. So he's like, yo, let's make a podcast where we just shoot the shit and talk about different business ideas that we have. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So we filmed one episode, and he's also really artistic, so he came up with a really cool poster for the podcast, and it was called Fresh Out of Necessity because there were fresh ideas, and he had the podcast was because he needed to do it for school, or he needed the ideas for school. We filmed one episode, and it was a lot of fun. And then his sister saw it and showed our mothers, and then our mothers started commenting on it and telling us to take things down because we used inappropriate language because I said the word basic bitch too many times. And so it became no more fun. And then we recorded a second episode, and I was in a terrible mood because the San Francisco 49ers had lost, and it just was so bad. He also lives in Vancouver, and I was in Montreal at the time. So we were on call, and he would send me his audio file after, and I would just match up the audio files. And then we posted it to SoundCloud. God. It was pretty good. Like, the quality, I was pretty proud of it. But anyway, we recorded one episode. It was baller. We had a really cool poster, and Rob is the best guy in the world. But yeah, that is my podcast experience. I also currently work somewhere where they don't give me enough work, so 90% of my time is spent either watching discussion videos about sports on the work computers or listening to podcasts on my phone. So I feel like I'm well-versed in the talking about bullshit for an hour and a half and making people enjoy it.
Yep.
And so hopefully you guys do enjoy it.
Thanks, Joe. Cody, as he obviously didn't dox himself, don't dox him and don't dox yourself either. But go ahead and tell us where you're from.
Oh, like saying where he works?
Yeah, the things like that.
I thought about that one. I thought about that one real hard. Okay, so my name is Joe. I play Sound.
How original.
Thanks. I stole from the best looking dude I know.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm Cody. I play for Cardboard Cravings. My deck I'm playing right now is Nunya Business.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
literally already said it on the podcast, dude.
This is
I
coming out.
know.
This is coming out Saturday, like
Yeah,
evening. So
that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, I play set five pass. I play Guru, so it's just yeah, set five pass.
For
If
the
I'm really good
ragdoll
to have
comes
a
a monster.
if I'm really good to have a face up field spell. If I'm the best.
yep.
Oofda.
Yeah, right. I've been on the previous iterations of the Cardboard Cravings podcast where Dorian would yell at us for tapping on the desk and playing with cards because I can't not fidget.
Yep.
And it would shake the mic and the camera. The other podcast, I've contemplated being on. My friend had a board game podcast we were going to go on because no one can beat me in Boggle, and we're going to talk about that. And then the other podcast was I was going to make a 50 Shades of Grey podcast with my mother because we had both read the book at the same time. It was going to be a discussion
I imagine that
podcast.
discussion wouldn't be as sexual as people think it is.
No, not at all. But it
You
would be
talk about like
hilarious.
normal things, right? Like I don't know. I didn't read the book,
We,
so I don't actually know what's in them.
we would dissect that terrible, terrible book, which is just Twilight, because it's
Yes,
legitimately
yes,
just
yes.
Twilight. Um, what else? I do not have a job that enables me to go on the work computer and look at YouTube and the such.
Yeah.
So I do all of that at my. I'm just kidding. I do all of that when I'm on the toilet. That's when I get most of my Yu-Gi-Oh watching time.
Yo, I take poops at work,
But
and
yeah,
that way
that's
they have
me.
to pay me for it.
Oh, 100%. I make sure to take poops on work time, not on my lunch.
Oh, naturally.
Of course, because I,
It's very relevant for both of you. One of you, that time is very important.
boss makes a
And one...
dollar, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Right,
Oh
right,
my
right.
goodness, I've
right,
never
right,
heard
right.
that before.
Right, okay.
You've never heard that before? It's a
No, but
meme.
I'm so glad I have.
It's Elmo on a potty, and he's like and he's like dancing. He's like boss makes a dollar, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
I'll put it on the freaking video.
Also, I think someone did the math. I don't remember if I did the math, but it's like if you take like a 5 minute poop every day, like you get paid like 40 hours of vacation. It's like 40 hours a year. It's like a free week of vacation.
Damn, dude. That's a lot of pooping.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of
and
vacation.
plus I also take like 15-minute poops, so it's like times three. So
Damn, dude.
Attaboy, you and I are on the same wavelength.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Glad
yo,
we're sharing this.
there's this guy who used to work at my work, and he was known for taking long poops. So when he would request a break, the person would have to come and relieve him from his job. So he would go to the person and go, "Hey, it's going to be a long one." So he would be here for a while, and he would just go for like 35 minutes,
Oh
and they would
my
just be like,
god.
"Okay." They knew when they were relieving John that they knew they were going to be there for a while.
Is that even the joke is it a fake name? Who
I don't
knows?
actually know,
Oh my god, dude.
but yeah, this guy was just like, "Yeah, it's going to be a while." And he'd go and do his business. But the really shitty part is we don't get like you get really poor cell phone reception. So like
Ah.
I do a lot of Wikipedia because you can do it like offline.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
do a lot of hand testing.
Oh yeah, a lot of hand testing in the bathroom, eh?
Oh, if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All right,
Dorian, your turn. Let's hear
oh,
the intro.
I forgot I had to do an intro.
Yeah.
What did we say? Hi, I'm Dorian. I'm on Team Carbo Cravings. I reside in Toronto. I do management consulting for a bunch of different places and different things and different people. I also edit every video that goes up on the channel, which is why you haven't seen a video in a while. But working on fun stuff for the future. What am I currently playing? I'm currently playing 2 Draco. I want to play Orcust. I will probably change to Orcust next week after the regional that we have on November 30th, which is probably when this airs. So if you're listening to this and you're at the regional and you love it, make sure to tell anyone that's on the team that you freaking love our podcast and that you want to hear
Wait,
more
isn't
of
this
it.
coming on the evening?
This will come out like during the day. I'll put it out probably at noon. So
Oh,
when
okay.
people are like turn like round 4, people know our decks, but they're bored and they're tired in between rounds, they can go listen to it. And that way, every round, someone has something to do, including the teammates when they tell everyone to listen to this podcast. So if you're one of those people that's listening to the podcast right now, I appreciate you. If you win X3 and dropped, get better. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so I'll make sure to get better when I go X3 round 2. Sounds
Dude,
good.
I'm so upset if I go X3. I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so tilted.
Mr.
I want
Dorian,
to
you have
head
not
to.
told us your previous podcast experience.
Oh, my previous podcast experience. I've been on 3 podcasts. My first podcast was one I had to make with U of T in my law class. Cody, do you remember this?
No.
So in my law class, we got like an award and everything. I was in a group
Sure.
with like Deja and like a whole bunch of people, and
Okay.
we okay, well we there was a group of people. Yeah, I thought you were a part of this. We had to go downtown
No, I was. I
to
think. I was thinking. I was in a different class. I was with
no, I
Alex.
was with you in that class.
You were with me in that class. Well,
Yeah,
fuck
because that
me.
was like
Okay,
right around the
continue.
time we started becoming friends.
Yeah, grade 10, 11, sure.
11. Anyways, so our law class was dope because a few of us signed up for this extracurricular activity and we had to make a podcast. One of our projects was we had to work with the U of T Law and basically go in and listen to the start of IP entertainment law, where lawyers and people who are practicing law were learning about the internet and practicing how to copyright certain things. So we had to write this full copyright podcast. I fully scripted it, and we had to read it on the U of T radio, where we went to their radio studio where they played like music and shit for U of T students, I guess, and had shows and stuff. And we were in a studio where we had to properly like broadcast it live to like whoever was listening to that station.
That's kind of
So it was
awkward.
scripted. It was script. Yeah, it was scripted on the ball. I was like sweating my ass off because it was super hard to do. Because it was like, this is just notes, right? People didn't want to do notes because it was very professional. I had to have a script. My script got marked before we went in there, so it was like I already made changes and stuff, and it was like really, really, really integral. I have the file somewhere, or maybe DJ has the file somewhere, but there's like a recording of it, and that was like I don't know, 12 years ago from today. So that was my
12
first
years of
podcast.
podcast experience.
Yeah. And then back when Carbon Cravings started, way back when we were doing Magic content as well as Yu-Gi-Oh content, all my friends would get together very regularly, and we would play
Yeah, it was our
locally.
first iteration of the podcast.
Yeah, the Carboyo podcast is what it was called. This one is
Yeah,
actually
we.
called the Shuffle. If you guys didn't know, this one's called the Shuffle.
Oh, and that's where the joke "shoutouts to Sosa" came from. That was a
Yeah,
throwback to the old
every
podcast.
fucking 5 seconds, dude, someone said shout outs to Sosa if they didn't know what to say. That was the greatest thing ever. Because Sosa doesn't know how many times he got shouted out. There was like 6 episodes of this podcast filmed at more than an hour and a half per episode, and
It's true.
that to this day is still a joke. So
10 out of 10.
shout outs to Sosa. But
Shoutouts to Sosa.
but
It
yeah,
is the
other
way.
than that,
I have spoken.
that's all my podcast experience.
Speaking of
I
that,
also listen to podcasts like every single day. I do not
oh yeah,
all of my
same.
time is spent consuming other people's content, which is why I have a hard time producing new content. And aside from me making my own content and never putting it up to be live, but a lot of our time, even Cody and I bond over a podcast that we share and stuff that we
It's
like
true.
to listen to.
I've been binging the Roz and Mocha podcast for like the last 4 months. I'm at like 80 episodes, and their episodes are like 4 hours long because it's like the
Yeah,
weekly show. Because they take their radio show, so all the bits they've done over the week, and put it
yeah,
on a podcast. So it's like 4 hours in length.
Nice.
Great.
that's dope. I mean,
Um,
that's what podcasts are good for, right? I mean, should be part of the intro. I actually wrote it down to talk about at the beginning, but it was to convince people of what podcasts are good for, and it's like for your travel, going to events, spending
oh
time while
yeah,
you're doing nothing, organizing cards and shit. Watching this is probably very integral for a lot of people. And
I'm also one of those people who needs to fall asleep to something.
yeah,
I got that started a couple of years ago. And so it's either and like not like music. Like I need like talking. So podcasts are fantastic for that because it's just people talking. And then I just fall asleep to that.
so why do I talk to you when you drive then?
Why do you what?
I said, why do I talk to you when you drive then? You're just gonna fall asleep.
Bro, I fall asleep when I drive anyway.
We're
Also,
just kidding.
I
We're just
referenced The
kidding.
Mandalorian, and none of you said anything. Have you guys watched The Mandalorian?
Not yet. I
I've
have
never
Disney
really
Plus. My
not.
dad tells me to watch it every day, and I still haven't
Oh
watched
my
it yet.
god.
I know, and
Oh my
like half
god.
spoilers, Baby Yoda. I
Oh my
know.
god.
I'll watch it.
Also, all the Baby Yoda memes are hilarious.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious, dude.
I saw the one of them. It was just like, it's like my one night stand's kid looking up at me as I take its Dunkaroos out of the cupboard as I leave.
There was a good one. There was a good one Alyssa shared. It was like it's like Baby Yoda in a chair and he's like grinning and it's like Me watching my boyfriend beat the hard boss I couldn't beat.
Oh yeah, it's like yes, die.
Yeah.
There was one that I saw. It was Baby Yoda, but it had a spatula in its hand. Like me watching my boyfriend cook a 4-course meal, and then me waiting with the spatch for me to stir something.
That's funny.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Oh, yeah, Baby Yoda memes are great.
Okay, we're on the last little bit. This one's a good one. It's probably pretty short. Unless anyone has anything to throw in there,
No, I
topic
think we're
wise.
good.
Okay, so my last topic is kind of fun. We already used a fun one, but this one's probably only gonna stick a little while on Reddit. But it's a good one to probably ask. I think I'm gonna ask this every person. I think I'll ask this because I think every person has an answer. Um, what deck? If the world started following Yu-Gi-Oh anime rules, right? And don't ask me which season because I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just like from this moment, like kind of like a Pokemon question. What deck is the deck that that is your signature deck?
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh anime rules. You're the guy. Like Kaiba's the Blue Eyes guy. Joey's the fucking whatever weird warrior
So you're
dragon
basically asking
guy.
what's our favorite deck.
Basically, but it's like, but it's not just your favorite deck. Like you could have a favorite deck, but you probably might never want to play it like for life. This is like the deck that you play that you're like known for.
Spirals. I play Spiral.
I'm
I'd play.
100% known for volcanics.
Okay, yeah, that's that, Joe. That made sense. I believed you.
Yeah,
I'd be Cyber.
yeah. Go
I'd
on,
play
man.
Cyber Dragon
Yeah.
just because like
Really? It was that or Draco, in my opinion. Either one.
I'd play True Draco, but like I like True Draco not because of like I don't like the Draco lore. I don't like the art. I don't like the cards. I just like the deck. Like I like what it does.
You
Um,
like the play style.
yeah, like I like Thunder Dragon a lot, but I really like Cyber Dragon a lot. Like, and that was just me, like from being a kid and playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Um, like the easy answer could also be like Dark Magician, but like,
Yeah,
nah,
that's the easy one.
that's lame. And like, as more cards come out, it's like someone could say Salad, someone could say like ask Alyssa straight up. She'd probably say Salad, you know, or some people would say Heroes. Heroes
Heroes
are
would be a
really
big
fun,
one.
right? But I feel like everyone will have their own answer, and I think that's really cool. So, yeah, that's it.
No, I would definitely play Spiral. Like assuming it's full power and like take all my shit off the bench.
Yeah, yeah, like it's
Yeah.
your deck, like it's the
Yeah.
deck that's good.
And I get Firewall too.
Yo, I'm busting out my secret first rockets, my secret firestorm guards,
Dude, do you even get a
all that I
dual
bought
disc?
specifically for that deck. Yo, I would even get the dual disc from the GX anime because one of the guys in the GX anime was a volcanics player, and his dual disc was literally a gun that shot out the volcanic monsters. So when I scatter shot someone, I'd literally be able to myself, and that
Oh,
would be
God.
baller.
That'd be dope.
I would kill someone with my volcanic scatter shot and literally scream Kobe, and it would be unspent.
Dude, you
No,
send them to the Shadow Realm.
all you have to do is you literally beat them in a duel and you give an old man a heart attack. Don't you know how this game works?
Dude, you sent his soul to the Shadow Realm. What do you mean?
No, you fucking gave old man a heart attack by ripping up his fucking blue eyes because there's only 4 in the world and you have 3 of them.
That would be a heart. That would give someone a heart attack. Yeah.
Can you imagine there's only like 3 vanities emptiness?
There
Like
probably are.
I kind of wanted them
Like,
to do that with like a card like that. Like yeah, you know what? Like we're now just suddenly going to take away all printings of blue eyes and somehow take them away from everyone who owns them and just keep 3.
it's just, well, I mean, it's like that for like the world's prize card, right? The world's prize card is like that. There's only
I
like
mean, there's only 2 of
2.
them in the world,
Yeah.
but that's not meta relevant. Like, could you imagine if they took something like Thunder Dragon Colossus and said there's only 3 in the world?
Yeah. Or like or what they did is like, we're going to release like, you know, Pot of Ultimate Greed. It just says draw 3 cards. Just that's it. And it just says yeah, there's 3 of them. Find them. And they're legal, but they're there. There's
Not
only
just
3
that.
of them.
Not just that, but they're in every pack released in the year.
Oh, so yeah, there's like a 0.0001 chance of it being in any pack in the year.
Yes. Any set. Doesn't matter what it is. Could even be dual devastator. Sealed set. You could find it in it.
That would be nuts. I mean,
That
I
would
would
be
hate it
hilarious.
so much because if you
That would
pulled
be
one,
hilarious.
That'd be worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I wouldn't think hundreds of thousands. They're definitely worth thousands. Definitely thousands.
Oh, tens of thousands. 100%.
Definitely tens of
Tens of
thousands,
thousands,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's store worthy only, only to be lent out, probably never touched.
I mean, but you could like you should make it playable again, like a pot of ultimate green, like you just draw 3 cards,
Oh no, no,
like
I
something's
don't
broken,
disagree.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like because yeah, it would be a good collector. It'd be like the Tyler the Creator card or whatever, the card they made for the Make a Wish. That's
Yep.
worth it's
Wait,
That
what?
was
invaluable
worth
because
okay. There's some kid
yeah,
with the Make a Wish Foundation
Whoa,
who
his name was
Joe.
absolutely.
Ty. Yeah,
Whoa.
his
I
name was
screwed up on
Tyler.
editing. I can screw up on this too. I just can't speak.
That
It's
was funny
tough
though.
for everything.
I
Right.
heard you and I was like, no.
No.
Make a wish.
Sorry, it's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Tyler the Great Warrior.
Yeah,
It's
you
this
confused
monster cannot
me.
be special summoned. Yeah, when this card destroys a monster as a result of battle, send it to your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster.
Isn't that just
It's actually not a
Trunks?
terrible effect.
It's just Trunks.
Sure.
I mean,
Like
yeah,
it's not a
kind of.
great card. It's just a one of a kind. They give it to one kid.
No, no, I'm
Yeah,
just saying like the art is literally like Dragon Ball Z. It's Trunks. Like it's
Oh yeah.
he's a Super Saiyan with a sword in his back. I was like, that's yeah, I guess. Weird.
I think someone offered the kid like 75 grand for it, and he took it down.
the article I read last time was said that it sold for about 1 million or
Holy
something.
shit.
I do not believe that.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't exactly it was a reputable news place, so I mean, who knows? But I think it was what the like for Pokemon, there's the Pikachu Illustrator card, which is the most expensive Pokemon card because there's 5 of them.
Mm.
I
And
do
I
not
think
know of this card.
the Illustrator card, it's like the picture of someone drawing a Pikachu. I think it was like given to like the original illustrators of like the card game, like in the 90s. It's like only like 5 of them, and they're worth like I
Oh, I
think
did
one
hear
sold
about
for like
this.
150 grand,
Yeah.
something like that, or some absurd amount. Well, there was like the guy on Pawn Stars who had like $300,000 worth of PSA 10 Charizards.
Yeah, and he got turned away.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that
know.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, but because the guy said he goes like, no, the guy's offering you good value, but and then fucking Boyle's like, oh, I just don't have anyone who would buy that, so I'm not going to give you 200 grand for Charizards.
Yep.
Okay,
Like, yeah, fair
there's
enough.
Pokemon Illustrated cards here, but they're all like $6.
Yeah, but there's like a specific like the Pikachu Illustrator card. I'm sure if you Google like most expensive Pokemon card, it'll come up. Most
The
expensive
Pikachu
Pokemon card.
Illustrator card sells for $54,000 at the auction. Rarest
Okay,
to be
I
the
have one
most.
from one from CNET.com. It says someone paid 195,000 for a Pokemon card.
Yeah, Polygon this year, a week ago, 3 weeks ago, said it sold for over $200,000 after a bidding war.
There you go.
Fuck. I'll put this in
Man,
the
you
thing as
call
well.
Lego kids rich.
Dude. No, I called Bionicle Kids rich, okay?
Fuck those kids.
Alright, well, if anyone has nothing else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this and listening to this. It should be
Who
available
wants to
on all
buy a Pokemon? Who wants to
platforms.
buy a Pikachu card for $225,000?
Whoever wants to buy this Pikachu card, go find Cody at a local regional.
But first, you have to
Uh,
follow. First, you have to show me that you can follow Cardboard Cravings podcast and the YouTube channel, and I'll give you the Pokemon card for half price. But you just
so
have to prove that to me.
the podcast has a temp name with a proper icon though. It's called The Shuffle. It actually has a
Yeah, shuffle.
sick logo. You guys will see it soon. I'll post it in the chat. Um, it also has a great layout, and hopefully for the future we can get these boys some nice webcams and get everybody in this video. But for now, go follow their socials. I'll post them if they want them. Go like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, buy our merch. 2020 big year. Give us the wins at the regionals. If not, we'll take them from you.
And
Bye.
Peace
bye.
off.